your favorite host, the Ghost, man. It is the 21st, and we have a brand new. Hey, listen, I'm saying every single day, man, I've been bringing great content, excellent content every single day. And I'm doing that again, man. It's like Thursday, went live yesterday with a news story, went live Tuesday with a news story. You see what I'm saying? I think on Monday did like a fan appreciation, but man, I streamed for like 3 hours, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm bringing excellent content, man. You know what I'm saying? Connecting with the fans. That's everything I'm supposed to be doing with Legal Wars podcast, which is now Legal Wars Live, within the first 12 months of us streaming. You know what I'm saying? So today we out here still live on location on tour from the state of Michigan. And I brought y'all much better lake views today. You know what I'm saying? It's been raining up here in South Central Michigan the last couple of days, you know what I'm saying? But it's not raining today. Y'all pardon that interruption. You know what I'm saying? You hear the seagulls in the background quacking. So, man, I'm going to take a minute, allow some people to jump in the stream, man. Like I said, we got a great news story. We're going to be talking about boots on the ground, President Trump versus the Democratic mayors and using the military to fight crime. So, guys, give me a couple of minutes, probably about 2 minutes, and then we'll get started. Try not to take too long with the introduction this morning. Oh, man, it's nice out here, man. What we got going on in here? Yeah, make sure y'all like that video for me. If you guys have not subscribed to this channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. You guys can like the video. There's 3 buttons on the top right of your screen. Make sure y'all hit that button. You know what I'm saying? And then to give you an option to like the video, you can also double tap your screen. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Hit the notification bell. We're going to get started in in less than 60 seconds. Man, it's a nice, beautiful day out here in Michigan, man. You know what I'm saying? Got some great content to deliver. You know what I'm saying? We be talking about President Trump and the Democratic mayors and using the military to fight crime, the military policing in these cities. What you guys think about that? You know what I'm saying? You guys, if y'all wanted to go ahead and jump out the conversation, y'all jump down below in the comments. Feel free. This is the place to let y'all voice be heard. I see everyone in the chat this morning so quiet. Make sure y'all hit those double tap your screen. There's 3 buttons on the top right of your if you're on the phone, hit those buttons, man. Make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. Guys, welcome to Legal Wars Live, our brand new streams on tour. which is the third tour that Legal Wars Live has took this year. We started the year January through March, all across the great state of Texas, almost every city in which I did 6 interviews and I recorded We the People, which is now uploaded to YouTube. If you guys want to go check that out. In March, I went to the Biloxi on the beach where I'm from. Spent a few months with my mom. I hadn't seen her in years, man. You know what I'm saying? At the end of May, I went to North Carolina while I was in Biloxi. I recorded the 3rd version of The Pardon and the 4th version of Discover Your Passion. All these great videos, man. They are now available on YouTube for you guys to watch. Then I went back to Biloxi, and July 15th, I headed to Tennessee for 3 weeks to record We the People 2, which is now available also on YouTube for you guys to watch right under the video tab, okay? On that same Tennessee tour, which means that this is the 36th day on tour, consecutive, started in Tennessee, man. I headed to Illinois, in which I stayed for 4 days, and then the Illinois trip in Chicago, of course. Then I crossed over to Indiana, went to the Indiana Dunes National Park, and went to Notre Dame in South Bend. After those 4 days, I've been in Michigan ever since for about 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? I went to Lake Michigan for about a week, jumping from beach to beach. Then I finally touched down in the city, but still bringing you guys beautiful content from outdoors. Total on this trip alone, I've been out here for 36 days all over the Midwest as I take the podcast on the road out here in the beautiful state of Michigan. And we have We the People 3 coming very soon at the beginning of September, where I'll be bringing you guys all this great content. So guys, make sure you guys have liked the video, double tap the screen, hit the 3 buttons. There you go. Thank you, somebody. Hit the 3 buttons in the top right of your screen, man. Like the video, show your boys some support. Subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed. Hit the notification bell. Also, guys, I am trying to promote our channel memberships. Channel memberships start at $2.99. You can hit those same 3 buttons. You know what I'm saying? For some of you guys, it's down below in the chat. Hit those 3 buttons, man, where you'll find a square with the $. Any of your donations are much appreciated. If you guys want to start a conversation at any time while we're doing a live stream, you know what I'm saying? You could do a super chat, super thanks, super sticker. They start at 99 cents. Once again, your donations are much appreciated. Guys, out here in Michigan, man, I know y'all ready to get to the content. We gonna get to the content, man. Who else bringing y'all beautiful outdoor content like this, man, on a vertical live feed? Plus, man, the great political analysis, excuse me. So Jay says, what do I get for $3? If you want to do a donation, I would appreciate the donation, you know what I'm saying? But if you want to do a donation, you know what I'm saying, you could just ask the question or start the conversation, and then we could just have the conversation. You know what I'm saying? So the $3 would be much appreciated. You know what I'm saying? It'll get the job done. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you're trying to get the job done with the $3, it'll get the job done. I appreciate it, Jay. So let's jump into the conversation. Jay, make sure if you haven't liked the video, go ahead and like the video. I appreciate you being here, spending the time with me. You know what I'm saying? Recognizing what I say is very valuable. Harry says solutions from Planet Z-Bar. What's up, Harry? Y'all starting to come in, man. Harry, make sure you like the video, man. Y'all see those 3 dots at the bottom of the top of your phone, man. If you on your phone, hit them dots, like that video. We need them likes up. Also, if you guys want to donate to the channel, that's much appreciated. We're going to start off with the source, the journalist resource. This story was published on August the 17th, okay? So we're talking about the practicality of using military troops to help to police the cities, okay? That's what we're discussing. Since 1997, the Pentagon's Defense Logistics Agency has transferred surplus military equipment worth over $6 billion to more than 8,000 police agencies across the United States, according to official figures. You might say, hold up a second, Ghost, what we talking about? Just what I said. You know what I'm saying? I said this was published August of 2017, so I might have misspoke. So this story was published August of 2017, before any of this. You know what I'm saying? President Trump's first term, when he wasn't really trying to do that. But you got to understand the situation and what happened. Well, I do, at least I'll say. You know, I mean, if I was convicted of felonies and was accused of inciting a riot, I think I would be very keen to keep an order. And I think that's all the problem is why he's wanting to use the troops. But that's besides the point. Let's stay focused on the point. Special says, hey, man, what's up? He got a poll. He says, Charlemagne, yes, I have. Maxine, what's up? What's up? Make sure if y'all have not liked the video, y'all hit those three buttons. Those three dots. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, man. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, this information I'm bringing to you is brought to you by the Journalist Resource. If you guys have not been following, man, and it's the story is from 2017. Okay, I did that on purpose. So I'm gonna start again so you guys can catch up with me and see where I'm going with this. Since 1997, okay, this story published in 2017. We could do the math. That's 20 years. So this story is published 20 years after it said what they're saying begun. And so now we looking at 2025, President Trump talking about using the military to help police the streets. I'm trying to get you guys to see something. Since 1997, the Pentagon, yeah, Defense Logistics Agency has transferred surplus military equipment worth over $6 billion to more than 8,000 police agencies across the United States. What you trying to say, Ghost? Known as the 1033 program, it is not without controversy, especially after police use armored vehicles and other military equipment to quell protests following the fatal shooting of an unarmed black teenagers in Ferguson, Missouri in 2014. A lot of you guys might remember that. The equipment includes everything from rifles and helicopters to uniforms and computers. Police departments receive the gear for free, though they are responsible for paying shipping costs. In 2015, the violence in Ferguson drew national attention, The White House introduced some restrictions on the transfer. The Defense Logistics Agency will no longer give police grenade launchers, tanks, armored aircraft, for example. And guys, remember, I'm telling you, this been 2017. You got to understand this. That's when the story was published. The transfer of the weapons from the Pentagon to the police department started in 1997. So you guys are 28 years short. You're not a day late. You 28 years late and $6 billion plus short. Because that's how much how much equipment the Pentagon has been selling to police departments. Yeah, for a long time. Grenade launchers, tanks, or armored aircraft. Proponents of the transfers back to the story say the equipment helps police forces tackle crime. Opponents argue that the militarization of police forces drives a wedge between communities and those vowing to protect it. A new scholarly paper may disappoint the program crisis. What you guys think, man? You see what I'm saying? Because look, this is what they trying to say from my understanding. Like, okay, so I'm watching a certain news agency last night. And I'm watching a pundit, he's speaking on TV, and now all of a sudden, this same pundit that 5 years ago, this same pundit, he been speaking on this network for that long. 5 years ago, he talking about defunding the police and how the police bad. And now he talking to defend the police because President Trump want to use troops. Now he defending the police? Oh, really? But the reason why I started with this news story, yeah, y'all watch for that. Y'all watch for that. Y'all watch for them ones who was dogging on the police back then. Now they defending them. But the reason why I use this news story is because I want to show y'all that the police has been being militarized since Bill Clinton days, the 1997. They've been buying military equipment. The police is just a paramilitary organization. Are y'all aware of that? So if you look at the police and you actually look at the military, we're talking about real in real terms. If you look at operational terms, strategic operational terms, if you look at the military and you look at the police, the jobs that they do are not that much different. Maybe if you're looking at a 1960s military, 1970s military, but the American military, most of the conflicts that they fought in the Middle East over the last 2 decades have been in urban or civilian populated areas. Do y'all agree or disagree? So I'm saying it's just a little training to get them prepared to go police the streets, right? And if it bring your crime down, that's just my opinion. But I started with that just to show you guys that you thinking that it's like, I don't know, the way they trying to make it seem like it's like you trying to like you trying to turn America into a military state by just having BDUs, just having a different type of uniform on the streets. Because I'm saying when the military show up, according to this article, the equipment they bringing, I'm saying the police force already got tanks. They said tanks and grenade launchers. The police force, and they got it from the Pentagon, and they've been getting it for like over 20 some years. So I'm saying, what equipment or difference is the military? It's just the training. That's all it is, man. It's just the training. But I'm saying that's the right. I mean, they paramilitary organization anyway. And I'm saying what the military is doing really, and a lot of when they holding in Afghanistan, it's really just policing. In a way, they going house for house. Ask people who are in the former military who served. Man, I'm talking about police. And you could train them to do it. Those are just food for thought. You know what I'm saying? So the stretch. To me, it's not a far stretch to say that you use the military in situations where crime was going overboard. I mean, if we look at other foreign nations, like situations with China and Tiananmen Square and stuff like that, I mean, we're used to thinking that it would be scary, but I'm saying, like, if we have a situation, because you have police and they had clashes with all kinds of people, and they turned out bad. And I'm saying these people speaking against the police, and now they on the police side, man. You know what I'm saying? Lockheed Rancher says troops versus civilian is fascism, period. What y'all think about that, man? Do y'all agree with that? I appreciate that, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, but most importantly, y'all do what he did. Jump down in the comment and let y'all voice be heard. You know what I'm saying? How the conversations amongst yourself. I'm an independent, man. I'm pretty much in the middle on most of every situation. But he said troops versus civilians is fascism. So police versus civilians isn't fascism? That's the question. I'm always present the other side. It's not playing advocate. That's just how my mind works. That's when I'm by myself thinking this is what I do. My man says troops versus civilians is fascism, and I'm saying like what he put in the chat is what I was saying at the same time. If y'all didn't observe that, like the images of using troops against civilians, that's like, you know what I'm saying? It always seems like it ends in a bad way. Like the troops are they're overly aggressive or something. In most of these situations when it comes to policing. You know what I'm saying? You might say, Ghost, they could police like that in Afghanistan where, you know, they could be quick draw McGraw, but you really can't do that in your own cities, in your own streets in America. What y'all think, man? I mean, to me, it is a legitimate debate, very legitimate. But I'm saying what Lockett Rancher said: the troops versus civilians is fascism. I'm saying, what if you had police? So you saying we heard that situation about that happened in Ferguson, right? So, but I'm saying, what if you get a situation where police is against protesters and the police kill people? I'm saying, you thinking the police can't kill people? You thinking the police? Think about the riots in Detroit back in what? You see what I'm saying? Think about it's to me, it's like the military was more helpful in bringing about because the police departments were the ones who were implementing the Jim Crow. So I'm not bagging on the police, but I'm saying, in my opinion, you just saying like the military can't do the job. I don't know if I agree with that. Because the military and the police are about the security. I'm saying that with the military, it could be a lot more aggressive and a lot more to where you could say it's not security. You actually going out there and you getting people, you hunting people down. But the police do that too. The police hunt down criminals too. They hunt down cartels too. Go look at the DEA. Look, certain branches of the federal government, I guarantee you, they use all military equipment. They're all paramilitary organizations. So to just come out and dogmatically say that using them is complete fascism, I don't know if I agree with that. What y'all say? Y'all make sure y'all like the video, double tap the screen, or hit those three buttons, man. Those three buttons. Hit those three buttons. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? Hit the notification bell, guys. Also, if y'all want to donate to the channel, those three buttons, I appreciate y'all. That like, the love. Those three buttons down below, y'all can hit that button too, and your donations are much appreciated. Let's see. All right, so guys, let's keep going. So we back to the news story. An academic study worth reading. Police officer on the front line or soldier? The effect of police militarization on crime. In American Economic Journal 2017. So here's a study summary. Vincero Bove of the University of Warwick in England and Evelina Garvarola of the Norwegian School of Economics claim to find a causal relationship whereby military and negatively affects crime rates. Do y'all believe this? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We're going to find out. They follow up with two questions. Number one, is the effect of aid on crime driven by police efforts? Or number two, what kind of military aid works best to combat crime? Let's look at it. They compare data on 176,000 transfers between 2006 and 2012. I think that's a pretty good size sample size. With crime and arrest rates in the regions that receive the equipment. They talking about using the military equipment, okay? That's why I started with that. Cause you looking at a uniform. That a uniform does make a huge difference. Don't get me wrong. That uniform makes a huge difference. But what I'm saying, if they're both paramilitary organizations, I'm saying if you bring in the troops into police it's just that their training is a lot more intense than a police officer's training. Look, I've never been a police officer before. Of course, I've heard of their training, but I have finished basic training and AIT, 92 Golf, United States Army. You see what I'm saying? So I understand in the military, but as a soldier, like my mentality to this is that there's certain things that we were trained. I'm not sure if the police department is being trained this, and I'm not bagging on the police whatsoever. So I'm saying that, in my opinion, the police using their equipment, they're a paramilitary organization. I'm saying, like, why? I don't see the effect of using some troops. I mean, it ain't too they do operations, man, in the military, bro. As a cook, bro. I had duties where I had to go work on the Humvees. Yes, duties. I'm not a mechanic, but I had duties where I had to work on the Humvee. I had CQ duties. You got to guard and secure in the military. That's just part of what you do for everybody. Guarding and securing in the military is part of what you do. I don't know if people thought about that, but I'm telling you, I know. I was in the Army as a cook. As a cook, bro, I carried an M16 in the field as a cook. What you need an M16 for if you ain't guarding or securing nothing? As a cook, I'm serious, bro. I was cooking in the fields for the generals, staff sergeants, the colonels and lieutenants. I had an M16, bro. I had to have it with me at all times in the field as a cook in the Army. Did CQ duty. Had to sit on CQ desk while the soldiers sleep. We got to watch the front doors. So you have some sort of training in security in the military regardless of what you did. So basically, to me, it's about training them to bring it back some. Like, the only thing I think that would be is that the dispute would be is that they would be too aggressive, but I'm just not sure that you have data to prove that. Okay? Now, we keep on with the story, okay? We're looking at the police using military equipment for the last 25 plus years. They also look for any differences between lethal and non-lethal equipment, guns versus computers, for example, and examine the frequency of transfers to each police department. These data, the authors argue, allow them to distinguish the deterrence effect produced by the display of military equipment from the efficiency effect when the police use military equipment to solve more crime and arrest more perpetrators. To control for correlations between communities with high crime rates and police requests for military equipment, the authors track how much equipment was available in a given year and how much the military spent on equipment the year before. High military spending during the war in Afghanistan, for example, leads to increase in gear available to police departments. The authors also test for a number of factors such as unemployment rates, poverty, and median income. That's what I was looking for, man. That's the first thing I'm looking for, because we're gonna keep on with the story. But I'm saying that you just saying that you gonna just throw a lot of police at the situation and open up a lot of jails. To me, that's not gonna solve the problem. It's more to the problem than to. You gotta get down to the roots of crime, man. Why do human beings commit crimes? Why? We need to do a live stream on it. I mean, I'm always forgetting to the root of a problem, man. It's like in our society, man, it's just like they be dealing with the surface of the problem. We just want to look for an Epstein list. I mean, that's how they started the story. I swear, who's on the list? Who's on the list? You know what I'm saying? Who's on the list? Look, the people, for all the guys in the stream are people who are familiar with the policing. They understand, bro, like, you going out there arresting the John, they not looking for the John. They not looking for the guy who's trying to, you know what I'm saying? They're not looking for the drug addict. If you arrest a drug addict, you know what the cops want to know, where you get your dough from. If they arrest the John, they trying to get to the sex worker so they could get to the pimp. You trying to get to the bottom of the problem, the root of the problem. That's how you solve the root of the problem. So to solve the root of the problem, you got to think of why. You got to do the studies. You got to get to the bottom of it. Why do humans commit crime? I'm saying, I know I got some read. We could talk, we could look, but I guarantee you poverty going to be top 2, top 3 of the reasons why they do. If y'all haven't liked the video, make sure y'all double tap that screen for me. You know what I'm saying? Hit the 3 buttons at the bottom of the top. Guys, if y'all want to donate to the channel, same buttons, man. Your donations are much appreciated. Jerome says, look up Kent State. Hirathorn says, he said something about Warwick. You know what I'm saying? And he said, Jamal, you look old enough to remember the civil rights movement. What's up, Dale? How you doing? The average value of aid acquired by a county is $58,000. Based on the average cost of a crime, the authors conduct a cost-benefit analysis that reasons $5,800 worth of military gear can save society about $112,000. Thus, military aid is very inexpensive crime-reducing tool when compared to the costs and benefits of hiring extra police officers. Man, maybe President Trump or somebody in his administration aware of this information, or maybe they not. Maybe he just feels like in order to fight crime, you just got to get robust and strong. I don't know. I know just throwing the military out there alone isn't going to solve the problem, but it will definitely reduce the numbers, and that's what you're trying to do. So regardless of what anyone's saying, you know, so I'm going to go for the stats and the number. They're saying that 5,800 worth of military gear, and they're not talking about the grenade line. You think about tanks. Tanks is a deterrence. That's what they're saying. What they saying is if the criminals see those tanks, it'll deter them. You see what I'm saying? They see the police car, you know, they see police cars every day. They think in their mind that some police officers are corrupt themselves. They ain't worried about the police. You guys know this. If you guys are from any city of any size, y'all know in the cities in America today, that's how young people are. They're not really worried about the police whatsoever. No concern. But when they see that tank now, that tank gonna give them pause, bro. That's that's all they trying to say. And they did a study for the counties who purchased at least $5,800 worth of military gear. It could save society $112,000. Because that $5,800 worth of military gear with less police officers, they said, deter criminals enough to where you don't have to hire the extra police officers now. This is the study. They found no relationships between aid and arrest, nor between military aid and police officers wounded. Non-lethal equipment, including office supplies and IT hardware, have the largest effect on all types of crime, a reduction of 7 crimes per 100,000, suggesting that these transfers help law enforcement agencies improve their efficiency. So basically what this study is saying is that it's the equipment. It's the equipment. So I could tell you guys a scientific fact. If you get $5,000, $800 worth of military gear, and you use it not only to help combat the crime, but to to deter criminals, that it could save you $112,000, your county, because you have saved money on hiring the extra police officers. Also, non-lethal equipment that these police officers are getting from the military, they buying this from the Pentagon, including office supplies and IT hardware, have the largest effects of reducing crime, 7 crimes per 100,000 people. Vehicles and gear, stuff like night vision goggles, have a slightly smaller negative effect on crime, 4.7 and 4.4 per 100,000 respectively. Weapons do not have an observable effect on crime. So that means that because somebody has a weapon, according to this story, like a gun, it doesn't have an observable effect on crime. That doesn't stop people or deter people. You see what I'm saying? An increase in Pentagon spending in a given year is associated with a higher amount of military aid distributed the next. Okay, the value of military aid and Defense Logistics Agency gave to police departments grew about 30 million in 2006 to 750 million in 2014. So we see, guys, that the police departments for a long time, they've been receiving this military equipment. The authors encourage future researchers to examine the possibility that military equipment contributes to overly aggressive approaches by police. So see, they looking at both sides of the situation, you know what I'm saying? They're looking at it from both ways. So guys, if you guys have not liked the video, make sure you guys have liked the video. Double tap the screen, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. Hit them 3 buttons below with the $ in it, man. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to start the conversation we were having out today because I think that most people, when they think about the military being in the streets of the cities, that they'll be over aggressive. That is a possibility. That's a very good possibility that they could be over aggressive. You see what I'm saying? But I just wanted you guys to realize that the military and the police aren't too different. They different uniforms, different type of training. But if you're using the reserves and a backup role for the police, you know, I mean, the military, they train to do all kinds of types of security, regardless of what job they have. If you bring in NPs, I think you can train them quickly to help you out. So the uniforms and the tanks, listen to me now. What I'm finna say, this the end of this analysis. We finna go into another story. The uniform and the tanks, how it scares me to see them tanks and them uniforms in American cities. That's a scary sight. Well, what I'm saying is that it scares the criminals as well. You got to think about that. You know what I'm saying? Them tanks are scaring us, but they scaring the criminals too, ain't they? Maybe that's the point. Maybe that's what they're trying to do, guys. I hope y'all have liked the video. Y'all please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Got super chat, super stickers, super things. They start at 99 cents. But just hit that button with those 3 dots in it below or on top of your screen. Your donations are much appreciated. Also, you can hit that same button. Channel membership start at $2.99, guys. You know what I'm saying? We trying to get the channel membership up, man. We did 63 channel members. I think it was like in February, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get those channel memberships up. If you guys are watching this content after it was pre-recorded, you can also become a member of the channel. Guys, I'm still on tour, still out here in Michigan, man. We've been streaming about 38 minutes. I'm going to just step out the way for a second, man, so y'all can enjoy those beautiful views, man. It's day 36, man, on this tour. You know what I'm saying? First tour of the year in Texas. I did like 85 days. You know what I'm saying? 85 days all the way around the great state of Texas. You know what I'm saying? And then I did 3 months in Mississippi, man. So I've been out here for 35 days, man. I can't imagine myself leaving the Midwest, you know what I'm saying, in less than a month and a half. If you look at me going to Mississippi, I'm just, this ain't no plans that I have. I'm just saying, looking at the first of the year, I was in 85 days in Texas. And then I went to Mississippi for about 90 days. So I can't see myself not being for less than 90 days. You know what I'm saying? That's without me making no plans. It might be longer than that. I'm trying to buy a summer house, man, close to Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Out here in Michigan, man. So we just kicking it. Y'all make sure y'all double tap the screen if y'all haven't already, man. We're going to jump right back into the news in just a second. We're going to switch the conversation and we're going to start talking about how the Democratic mayors are in fear of President Trump trying to use troops in their city. They're saying they don't want to use the military to help police their city. So y'all make sure y'all jump down in the comments, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let y'all voice be heard. What y'all think about President Trump trying to use the military to fight crime. You know what I'm saying? Out here on the lake, man, in the state of Michigan, man. So gorgeous out here. Legal Wars Live on tour, man. We got a lot of great videos up, a lot of great content. Make sure y'all stop by and check that out. Man. So guys, the next we're gonna do is NPR. This one is from August. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna look at pretty much President Trump and his attempts to use troops in the city. When President Trump announced his plans to mobilize Washington, D.C.'s National Guard, what y'all think about that, man? You know, we've been streaming about 40 minutes. I see a couple of comments down there, but not too many people are commenting about that. When he decided to do that and take control of the city's local police force, he suggested that other liberal-leaning cities could be next. You know what I'm saying? I would think the same thing, you know, like if he did that in DC, why wouldn't he go somewhere else? He says, you look at Chicago, how bad it is. You look at Los Angeles, how bad it is. Trump said Monday. We have other cities that are very bad. New York has a problem. And then you have, of course, Baltimore and Oakland. We don't even mention that anymore. They're so far gone. We're not going to lose our cities over this, and this will go further. What y'all think, man? You know what I'm saying? Fighting crime, man. That's the topic of the conversation, man. It's fighting. I mean, basically, we could say troops in the city, however you want to see it. Look, this is how I see it. Me, as a law-abiding citizen that don't live in a rural area, I don't think that my opinion is as valuable as some of you guys' opinions might be. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm a law-abiding citizen that lives in a rural area. So if you're saying that President Trump is going to use troops in the city, I'm saying like y'all, let's name the cities that he called, that he said had the problem. He said Los Angeles, Chicago, and he said Baltimore and Oakland. He said they're beyond repair. He says New York has a problem as well. You notice he didn't mention Houston, and it's one of the large cities. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back to the content. NPR says that all the mayors of these cities, all of whom are black and Democrats, have pushed back against President Trump in recent days, point to data that shows crime down in their cities. I want to address this. This is what NPR is saying. He's saying the mayors, NPR is saying that the mayors of the cities that President Trump is going after are black and Democrats. So what NPR is saying is that they think that this is political. Using the troops in their city, they think is political. So let's look this up. So let's say crime. Let's say top 20 American cities with highest crime rate. Isn't that what we looking for, guys? Cause see, I looked at the cities that he said, y'all, I'm sorry, let me try to connect real quick. I should have connected while I was on. You know what I'm saying? So I could connect real quick. Guys, I looked at the cities that he named, and I seen Chicago. We know Chicago. Shout out to Big Shot Town. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my favorite cities, bro. Like, that's the city I came to fight for justice. You know what I'm saying? That's what we go to. We go to Illinois, boy. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, Chicago, shout out Chicago. But you know, Chicago, they mayor black. You know what I'm saying? He said Los Angeles, we know Los Angeles got a black mayor. We did a story on her due to the wildflowers, so we know she got a, and New York, you know New York got a black mayor. President Trump pretty much gave him an unofficial pardon, but that's pretty much what it is. So, you know, Eric Adams is black. But what about Houston? Houston got a black mayor too. Houston is a Democratic, they got a black Democratic mayor, but he didn't say Houston. Let's look at the 20 U.S. cities with the highest crime in 2024. Let's look at them. Most dangerous places in the U.S. What y'all think? Well, who y'all think is the most dangerous cities in the United States? What y'all think? Let's look at it. Number one most dangerous city in the United States is Memphis, Tennessee. Number one. He did say Oakland, California, and number two, but Oakland, California is number two. Number one dangerous place is Memphis, Tennessee. Let's look up who Memphis mayor is. Who y'all think Memphis mayor is? Y'all think Memphis mayor is a Democrat and a black man? Has to be, right? Has to be. It's the city of Memphis, man. Memphis mayor, his name is Paul Young. And Memphis Mayor Paul Young, he is a black man. Hold on. Let's see what party affiliation he has. Because I'm wondering why President Trump's saying he's not going to send any troops to Memphis. It's the most dangerous city in America. They got a black mayor too. His name Paul Young. Paul Young look like an upstanding dude, man. I ain't even gonna tell you, even gonna hold you, but you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna get too deep into it, you know what I'm saying? Let me see. We'll just say, is Paul Young a Democrat or a Republican? Paul Young, D or R? Which one are you, Mr. Young? You a Democrat or a Republican? Let's see. Memphis Mayor. Is he a D or R, y'all? We just trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying? Like, if people saying that President Trump, you know what I'm saying? He was a preacher's kid for sure. Let's see. He won the general election on October of 2023. Paul Young. The most dangerous city in America is the city of Memphis. And we wondering why President Trump hadn't called out the city of Memphis yet. Mayor of Memphis, Paul Young, he's a black man. And let's see, I'm trying to say, it says nonpartisan candidate. So it looked like he might be an independent. I might be wrong. Let me see. Nonpartisan. Come on, Ballotopia. State of Memphis. I don't see no political affiliation in here. I might be wrong, man. But I don't see no Democrat. His current term. I might be wrong. Anyway, guys, let's move on. Spend too much time on this. That's why I don't like doing the research. President Trump, he named Oakland, California. Okay? So, number 3, most dangerous cities in America. Number 3, St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis. I ain't hear President Trump say nothing about St. Louis or sending no troops there, but he did say Baltimore, Maryland, number 4. He did say Baltimore. Detroit, Michigan. I've heard him say things about I ain't gonna lie, I heard him say things about Detroit. Alexandria, Louisiana. Only got 44,000 people, bruh, and it's ranked number 6 according to U.S. News as one of the most dangerous places in America. Alexandria, Louisiana. Cleveland, Ohio. New Orleans, Louisiana. Monroe, Louisiana. Pablo, Colorado. Listen, on number 10, let me tell you something. This is what I'm noticing about all these places on the list. The most dangerous places for people to live in America. Colorado, Pueblo. It might not have been Pueblo, but I heard President Trump on Colorado. Monroe, Louisiana. I never heard him say nothing about no troops in Louisiana or Monroe. I never heard him say no troops about New Orleans, Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? Or Louisiana in general. I never heard him say no troops about Cleveland, Ohio, or Ohio in general. And Cleveland, number 7, Alexandria, Louisiana. Bro, you talking about how small Louisiana is in population. They got 3 cities in the top 10 in the most dangerous places to live in America. And I have not heard President Trump say nothing about sending one troop to Louisiana. We fighting crime. So when I'm fighting crime, I'm not going to pick out the cities with a bad name or a bad reputation or the cities who got a different. I'm not accusing you of going after Democratic governors or Democratic mayors, excuse me. We're going to get to the governors, but the mayors, because I'm looking for a correlation in this. Because if you fighting crime, you got to know Memphis, Tennessee is number 1 as the most dangerous city in America. I ain't heard him say nothing about Memphis. I'm from the South. We know. You talking about 663 people in the city proper and Metropolitan. This is a city over 1 million people. This ain't no small city. Memphis, the only city I didn't go to when I went to Tennessee. And I'm not hating on Memphis and I'm not hating on the culture. I'm not hating on that. I'm just saying President Trump, if you looking to fight crime, if we fighting crime, okay? So I'm going to name the cities that everybody know. Chicago, Detroit, you know what I'm saying? I heard him say some foul things about Detroit before. Foul, pre-election. You know what I'm saying? Baltimore. He don't like Baltimore. You just heard him hate on Oakland. New York, he said Chicago, LA, but why he didn't say Houston? I'm saying we're going to see Houston on this list, right? We're going to see. Because this ain't going by per capita. I mean, this going by per capita. You know, a lot of lists, when you say most dangerous cities in America, they city don't make it because a lot of lists, they looking only at cities over 250,000 people. You see what I'm saying? But but I'm saying this list right here, they don't care how many people in your city. They just looking at who the most dangerous. And Memphis, Tennessee is number 1. He right, Oakland number 2, but he named Oakland though. I'm looking for a correlation because according to NPR, he only going after the cities with black mayors. This is what NPR is saying. So I hadn't heard, Memphis got a black mayor. He said black Democrat mayors. Okay, Memphis got a black mayor. It looked like he might be an independent. I might be wrong. We know he said Oakland. What about St. Louis? Let's look up St. Louis, Missouri. Who is the mayor in St. Louis and what is their political affiliation? Because St. Louis is number 3. And I'm saying for those of us who travel, we know about St. Louis. Hey, St. Louis been fighting Chicago for the murder capital. I mean, you know, for a long time. We know St. Louis just like Memphis. These cities ain't changed. These cities been like this for a long time. St. Louis mayor. Who the mayor of St. Louis? Her name is Kara Spencer. Hello, Miss Kara. How are you doing? She look like a little youngin'. She bright-eyed now. Miss Kara Spencer. She ain't young. She probably my age or older. I just playing. So Miss Kara, she was sworn in as the 48th mayor of the city of St. Louis. Let's see, Miss Kara, are you a Republican or a Democrat? I know I should have known. I shouldn't have got on her thing. Miss Kara, St. Louis mayor, are you a Republican or a Democrat? We trying to figure this out because she not black. I can say that. She is not black, but she's probably a Democrat, I would imagine. Let's see. What y'all say Miss Carey is? Is she a Republican or a Democrat? You know what I pulled up? I pulled up a ranking. We gonna look at it. Heading into the 78 at the top, the most dangerous cities, Republican or Democrat. I'm not trying to really get into that argument. I'm mostly addressing that they're accusing President Trump, okay? They're accusing him of saying that she might be a Republican. Hold on a second. Let me see. I don't know why I can't find it. But I'm looking though. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't like doing this research like on live. So she beat Tashara Jones. Man, she got to be a Democrat. Oh no, Spencer. I think Spencer might be, but I'm not gonna speak on it. I'm not sure. But look, I know that she's not black. I know that. Okay, let's go. Let's keep on scrolling down the list, guys. So Baltimore, Maryland, we already know the situation. Detroit, Michigan, we know the situation. Alexandria, Louisiana. Who's the mayor of Alexandria, Louisiana? Because even though it's only 44,000 people, you talking about fighting crime, it don't take that many troops. Maybe instead of sending 1,200 troops, you could send like 100 troops. What with Alexandria? Because I'm saying they crime stats is got them in the top 5, top 6 in America. Yeah, you need to send some troops there, don't you? Like at least 100. It says in the metropolitan area is 150,000, so that's a pretty good bit of people for you to have a crime area in the top. I'm just being real now. So who they mayor is? Let's see what they mayor look like. They mayor picture pop up on the screen. What they mayor look like? He not no black man, but he a Democrat though. That's what they say. But he definitely ain't no black man though. That's what I'm saying. So we looking at all these Cleveland, Ohio, you know what I'm saying? New Orleans, Louisiana. So one thing I can say is that some of these people, some of these governors that is going out is black and some of them are not black. The majority of them are black, to tell you the truth. And the majority of them are Democrats. But the ones President Trump is going after, Memphis, Tennessee is number one. He ain't even mentioned them. He not going after them. It's not about the mayor. It's about the governor. Is that what it is, y'all? Is it not about the mayor? It's about the governor. Because if we start with Memphis, Tennessee, it's number one on the list as the number one most dangerous place in America. Number one. But their governor is a Republican. Number two is Oakland, Democrat. Number three is St. Louis. Let's make sure. I don't want to speak out of turn. Who is St. Louis governor? Who is Missouri governor? I'm almost sure that's a Republican. Missouri a red state. Am I incorrect? But you got to be careful these days. You got them Josh Shapiro's and them Andy Beshears. What is he, a Republican or a Democrat? Yeah, you already know. So, St. Louis is as dangerous as it is President Trump, but they got a Republican. You can't make that Republican governor look bad. Baltimore, Maryland, it's Democrat. Detroit, Big Gretch out here in Detroit, out here in Michigan, that's so you don't care about making Gretchen a little bit. Alexandria, Republican. Louisiana got 3 cities. Louisiana got 4 cities in the top 10 of the most dangerous places to live. But they got a Republican governor. But all the states, so it don't matter if they black. See, NPR was kind of on point, but they was wrong. NPR was saying that President Trump is only going after cities because they got a black mayor. That's not correct. Because Little Rock, Arkansas, number 12, got a black mayor. I can almost assure you. I'm not positive. But we did look up some of these cities, though. We know New Orleans. You see what I'm saying? Because you saying a black mayor. If you just saying a black mayor, Memphis got a black mayor. He might not be a Democrat. He a black mayor, bro. He got to lean somewhere of that sort, even if he's unaffiliated or independent. You know what I'm saying? But they got a Republican governor. The St. Louis mayor, she not black, so she kind of fit what NPR saying. Oakland fit what they saying. Baltimore fit what they saying. What about Detroit though? Well, he kind of got at Detroit though. So they fit what they saying. Alexandria, Louisiana fit what they saying. All these cities really fit what they saying, really, but Memphis. You see what I'm saying? But my biggest thing is Myrtle Beach, South Carolina is number 13 in the most dangerous places to live in America. That's unbelievable. South Carolina. Birmingham, Alabama, number 15. Atlantic City, number 16. I'll never hear him. I guess it's too small. Camden, New Jersey. Yeah, New Jersey. We know Springfield, Missouri, number 18. What? Kansas City, number 20. So that's 3 cities in Missouri. Albuquerque, Louisville, number 21. See, and so many cities in Ohio. Look, I don't care about how big the city is. You see what I'm saying? Because y'all got it confused. You think because, see, the Democrats, they just don't know what they doing. You think that your city only got 50,000 people in it. You know everything in that city is red. You know that. Everything in the city with 50,000 people in it is red, but the most dangerous cities, you only looking at the big cities. Because if you look at crime per capita, Chicago ain't even in the top 20 per capita. Crime per capita, that's what we just looked at. New York ain't even in the top 20. Crime per capita. That's what I'm saying. Houston ain't up there. But if you look at the number of crimes, of course, there's way more people. There's more people in Chicago than the rest of the state of Illinois. More people live in the city of Chicago than the rest of the state of Illinois. It's probably like that as well in New York, too. I'm not for sure. Those cities are ginormous. So you're going to have more crime in a city with more people crammed in a tighter area. But I'm saying you got a lot of cities that got less than 250,000 people that got red mayors, the most violent cities. You looking at cities over 250,000, the Democrats killing themselves. Don't look at no cities over 200. Why? Because they got that many. Oh, you got 5 million people, so we can only look at you because you got 5 million people. Nah, I don't think that's the way you do it. You just looking for crime. What places is the most dangerous to live in America? And a lot of these rural areas are dangerous, especially in the South. In Louisiana, that's what was on the list. They're dangerous. And they're rural areas, all Republicans everywhere. You see what I'm saying? We only look at all the cities are all controlled by Democrats. No, they're not. Not all the cities, all the big cities, all the major cities, but not all the cities. The city size should not matter. How can y'all, it matters in certain things. But if you just having an argument about how you governing the city, the Republican can't win in the big city. So how will we know as if, look, let me do it like this. Kansas City, who Kansas City mayor is? I hate to pick on people. Who is Kansas City mayor? Cause we could look at Dallas mayor. Kansas City mayor is a black man. Let's see, is he a Republican? Republican or Democrat? I ain't trying to pick on you, sir. You know what I'm saying? I promise you I'm not. But I'm just trying to make a point. Hold up. Let me just make sure. Let me make sure. I'm just trying to make a point, y'all. Randy Joseph, I'm doing good, pretty much. Thank you, thank you. Valerie says it's both. Valerie, it is both. That's what I'm saying. But what NPR saying, the story we're gonna get back to, they saying that he's only picking on the states with black mayors, black Democratic mayors, not black mayors, just black Democratic mayors. So let's see. We looking at Kansas City mayor. We trying to see, because guys, I'm saying what I see is the correlation is the governors. That's what I see. I see the governors. The cities with the highest crime rates, you forgetting the size. You just looking at the 25 most dangerous places in America. Let's look at it. Forget the size of the cities. 20, cause see, you cheating by saying the size. If a Republican can't win in a big city, we still gonna look at his city, his small city. If you got 40,000 people, your city should not, bro, I'm finna start screaming. If you got 40,000 people, your city should not be in the top 15 violent cities in America. How hard is it? It's easier for you to police less people. If you got 2 kids or you got 7 kids, how hard would it be to take 2 kids to the park compared to 7 kids to the park? It's simple. It's easy, bro. It's elementary stuff. So you only got 40,000 people in your city. Why your crime rate that bad? But we can't count your stats because you small city. Nah, we counting all the rural cities too. We counting all the small cities too. Per capita. We counting the income per capita, don't we? Yeah, per capita. I'm sorry, Speaker Johnson, but you're not the governor though. But per capita, Louisiana is extremely dangerous. Alexandria, number 6. New Orleans, number 8. Monroe, number 9. And dang, y'all only got 3. You got 3 in the top 9. That's my point. You know what I'm saying? Let's jump back to the NPR story. I don't want to get too far off topic though, because I want you guys to stay with what I'm trying to do here. You know what I'm saying? I'll be trying to make points like whenever I be you know what I'm saying, doing the content so y'all can understand. So NPR, that's where I got off on that tangent. The NPR said the mayor of those cities, all of whom are black and Democrats, have pushed back against Trump in recent days, pointing to data that shows crime is down in their communities. Now, to be fair, crime isn't all the way down. Oakland for years have had a problem with crime. Baltimore for years have had a problem with crime. You see what I'm saying? So President Trump, what he's saying is right. For years, they've had a problem. Washington, D.C. for years has had a problem with crime. But what we saying is so has Memphis. Why we not talking about Memphis? Memphis has too. So has Jackson, Mississippi has too. I don't have to see it on. I know the list of cities. You see what I'm saying? So is St. Louis, Missouri. Boy, St. Louis is a jungle. Baton Rouge, Louisiana, boy, is a jungle, boy. You ain't got to tell. I could tell you them cities. You got so many other cities that you just focusing on the big city. It's so hard to police 8 million people. You go be the police chief in a city with 8 million people. I'm to President Trump, you need to start with these cities with 40,000 people and they in the top. Bro, look, New Orleans got about 500,000 people out. If you talking about city proper. City proper. New Orleans is smaller than Mobile, Alabama. City proper. City proper. I'm not talking about metropolitan. So you talking about all these cities are under 1 million souls. You should start there. You got 40,000 people in your city. How you rank number 6 in the nation, bro, in violence? And you only got 40,000 people in your city, and per capita, you number 6. Oh, we can't focus on let the towns with only 40,000, let people get killed in that town. We can only focus on Chicago, New York, and Los Angeles, and D.C., and Oakland, and Baltimore. We can't focus on Memphis. I'm saying if you gonna send troops, so you talking about going to Chicago. See, that's where you make it look. That start to look like that's partisan. That looks partisan. Well, NPR saying it does look partisan. You going to they saying black. I wouldn't even put the word black in there. Because all of the major cities, the most of them got black mayors. St. Louis don't. It's a couple of major cities don't, but most of them do. So I don't think it's a black thing. I don't think it's a black thing. I think it's a Democrat thing. I think that's the problem. It's Democrats, the mayors. And but if the city got a Democratic mayor, but they governors in the red state, he ain't gonna say nothing about them. That's gonna make the party look bad. But President T, you ain't saying nothing about all them small cities, them rural cities, and per capita, that crime rate, they 3 times worse than Chicago. Bro, basically that means that city with 44,000 people, if you spread them to 7, 8 million people, it'll be a baby Baghdad over there, boy. You don't need troops over there. You don't need troops in Alexandria. If you in a city less than 44,000, we just gonna let you die. According to NPR, I think it's very notable that each and every one of those cities called out by the president has a black mayor. And most of those cities are seeing historic lows in violent crime. Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott told CNN, the president could learn from us instead of throwing things at us. Oakland, California Mayor Barbara Lee and New York City Mayor Eric Adams have declared that they will not allow federal law enforcement to take over their cities. That's Eric Adams saying that too. We're not going to allow a military occupation of the city, Lee told AB7. This is part of Trump's effort to dismantle democracy, to militarize cities where people live, where he does not recognize, understand, or see. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson says Trump doesn't have the authority to federalize local law enforcement in the first place. What you guys think, man? You know what I'm saying? Trying to get you guys comments, man. Trying to see what you see, man. I see the stream. It's down there, man. It's like it's froze, bro. We ain't got nothing going on, man. Make sure y'all like the video for me. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell, man. It says he is provoking or sending federal troops, the National Guard, into cities to plunder them. Though those entities do not have policing power, Johnson said. They can't even do the very thing that he claims that he wants them to do. Legal experts agree. Rick Hills, a professor of law at New York University School of Law, told NPR that Trump cannot repeat what he's doing in any other cities, but talking about it scores political points for both sides. So basically what they're saying is they're saying, don't worry, never fear. What he's doing in those other cities, he's not going to be able to do here. Just as Trump, for public relations reasons, like to make a big noise about talking over cities, so 2 mayors in blue cities like to make a big noise about resisting Trump. Look, I just went over that, man. You know what I'm saying? They just don't have, the Dems don't have the right people arguing for them. Because in my opinion, it don't matter how big your city is. I'm looking per capita. What's the crime rate in your city per capita? And you see a lot of rural towns are more dangerous to live in per capita. That means if I'm living in Chicago, statistically, my chance of being a victim of a violent crime is less than living in Monroe, Louisiana. Statistically, less. Considerably less. That's what I'm saying. So because you live in a community with 44,000, you think you get a pass. Not from Big Ghostwriter. Yeah, your city violent too, with your red governor and your red mayor in a little rural town. That little small, I don't never hear. I watched CNN yesterday. I watched them talk about this. I watched them address this. I watched President Trump talk about slavery. I ain't hear nobody say nothing about this. Bro, it don't matter how small they town is. Crime is crime. Bottom line. The fact that they small is their town is small and their crime rate per capita per person per thousand people is so high that is despicable because it is much easier to police a smaller town than it is a bigger area and more people. So that makes it even worse. So I don't think it's just a Democrat or Republican, just like Valerie said. I think it's both, man. I really do, man. Look, I'm trying to power through, man. Let's see how much content we have, man. We got a considerable amount of content, man. Golly, we got a lot left. But I'm not trying to be here all day, man. I got to stay on top of some things I got going on, man. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm gonna do is, man, I'm gonna just take a minute, man, for you guys to enjoy the scenery behind me. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole part of you know what I'm saying, doing a live stream outdoors. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take a minute for y'all to enjoy the scenery behind me, and then I'm gonna get back to end the content or get to the last of the news story. Man, it's beautiful out here, man, and it feel better than it look. You know what I'm saying? You guys, I see y'all liking the video. You know what I'm saying? The comments froze up on me, man. It be doing that sometimes, man. Y'all watch the video after it's recorded. Make sure y'all donate to the channel. Do not forget to donate to the channel. We need to get them donations up. We need to get those channel memberships up, man. Going hard with Legal Wars Live, man. I feel like we should, man. Like I'm out here on the road, man. I've been on the road pretty much the entire year, man. So it don't make no sense, in my opinion, for me not to bring content whenever, you know what I'm saying, it's necessary to bring content. You know what I'm saying? Somebody has spoke to me about, you know what I'm saying, how valuable, like, my opinion is, and like putting the content out there like that, you know what I'm saying, so it could just get gobbled up for free. But, you know, everything's gonna, you know, there's a time on everything, you know, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of people out there who they put out, like, you know, valuable opinions. There's a lot of smart people in America who got valuable opinions. So, and they just putting it out there just like I do. So there's no big deal in my mind about that. My opinion is not that much valuable than anyone else's. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was on your legal case and I was giving you an opinion, that would be different. You're going to have to pay. I don't care who you are. You're going to pay big money. I'm talking about more than $200 an hour. And I'm just a paralegal. That's how I'm going to charge you. But I can't charge you legally by the hour. I'm going to charge you by that document. But you're going to pay more. Look, for an example, bro, look, I don't even care, bro. I'll just say it straight out, bro. It take me 17 hours to do one document. I got 5 racks. Before God, I never calculated how much money I got paid for that document. 17 hours, I got paid 5 racks. But if I know 2 times 7 is 34, so I know I made more than 200 an hour. That's what I'm saying, bro. But doing political analysis, I mean, I did go to school. I did learn. I studied how to look at certain numbers and look at certain correlations and relationships of people. That's what political science, it all relates to, a study of people. It's almost like promotion in psychology put together. It's really weird. But what I'm saying is though, you know, I don't work for a political strategy firm, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not selling political strategy, you know what I'm saying? It's illegal for me to give you legal advice or legal strategy, you know what I'm saying? So, I would though, like do documents, prepare documents for a price, but I just wanted to put that out there. I'm not too much worried about that. I'm gonna finish up with this content, man. I'm gonna try to power through this real quick. You know what I'm saying? So, Maya Wiley, the president and CEO of the Leadership Council on the Civil and Human Rights, you already know whatever that's called. Leadership Council on Civil and Human Rights, I'm biased to whatever she's saying. Because I believe her fight and her cause that she fighting is the most noble cause that you could fight outside of a fight you fighting for God. So she said in a statement that Trump's actions in D.C. are another beta test for nationwide authoritarian control. Monica Hopkins, the executive director of the ACLU of District of Columbia, that's my baby. I like the ACLU, man. That's my people. She called it a threat that should concern everyone across the country. So what the Democrats are saying, or I shouldn't say Democrats, I should say more of, what I'm saying, I would say liberal or left-leaning organizations are saying, they're saying that this really is about authoritarian control. I never said this, bro. I was in Michigan and I was headed, to a place on Lake Michigan. And while I was headed to that place, Lake Michigan is primarily like Caucasian people. You would think that if there are Trump supporters in Michigan, they would be out on Lake Michigan. So, man, I'm out headed to Lake Michigan, you know what I'm saying? And while when I get to Lake Michigan or whatever like that, on the way, I see a protest. A real live protest in a small town here in Michigan, about 50,000 people. They got signs up saying no kings. Real talk. So I'm saying, like, across America, like, people are concerned. They're worried about the America moving towards authoritarian control. I don't think necessarily it's as big of a concern or of a big, as big of a deal as you about President Trump. Because like I said, they've been selling the military equipment and hardware to the police, the Pentagon has, for decades. So the authoritarian control can come straight from the police department. It doesn't have to come from the military. So I think the bigger argument or the bigger concern is America moving towards a society where not martial law, but a watered down version of martial law. As in D.C., the mayors of Baltimore, New York, Oakland, Los Angeles, Chicago are black, which critics say is no coincidence. Man, they've been on President Trump and this black thing for a long time. I've heard a lot of people that I respect say that about President Trump and this black thing, but I think it's business as usual. That's just me personally. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people in power in the Democratic Party are black. So I think it could be a correlation between President Trump's disdain for the Democratic Party and black people as well, or some black people. Because I know there are some black people that he do like. There's one black congressman who running for governor in Florida that he almost selected for his vice president. We were this close to having another black vice president. That close. So I think it's more about the party. Because if I looked at those cities, and the city, Missouri, St. Louis, I didn't hear him call St. Louis. You got to call St. Louis if you're talking about a violent city. He didn't call St. Louis governor. He didn't call Memphis governor. I'm saying you calling all the major cities. You might as well call Houston, but he didn't call Houston because Houston's governor. He didn't call no city in New Orleans like no city in Louisiana, like New Orleans, because New Orleans governor. So I think it's a politic thing for President Trump. I don't think it's a black thing. In her statement criticizing Trump's hostile takeover in D.C., Wiley accused the administration of scapegoating black and brown people, knowing that they make up a large share of the city's population. That's true. Savannah, Georgia's Mayor Van R. Johnson II, the president of the African Americans Mayors Association, said in a statement that DC and other cities across the country have made progress in public safety thanks to collaboration among mayors, police, and community members. While challenges remain, the portrayal of widespread unrest does not align with the reality on the ground and the risk distracting from the real work being done to keep our communities safe. Man, I think I've heard everything I need to hear with this news story. What y'all think? I think I could bring some credible analysis that can end this live stream, and at the same time, I can tell you guys pretty much what's going on with that situation. With what he just said, it just gave me the perspective, because I don't think it's a thing about the black. I don't think it's a black situation. This is all politics. It's politics as usual. Here's the gang and here's the negativity from the situation, okay? This is my final analysis before I end it. I think the main concern about this conversation is America moving towards authoritarian control. When I hear President Obama said that, when I hear the mayor saying this, when I hear other people saying this, I think this is the main issue. Is America moving towards authoritarian control? I don't think the issue is President Trump. I think you're going to circle the wagons and you're going to end up in the same spot. The question is America moving towards authoritarian control? Yes or no? That's what that is. You could say we don't see it as prevalent with nobody else but President Trump. You might not see it with no one else but President Trump. But that's why that's why I started with that news story, explaining to you that the military has been selling the police departments grenade launchers and tanks since 1997. So what I'm saying is the police departments, without President Trump, without the U.S. Army being in Washington, D.C., what I'm saying is the police departments have been moving towards militarization for 25 years. So the question is on that front, to answer the concerns that the Democrats are saying about, hey, sir, don't bring your troops into my city. Is America overall moving towards authoritarian? That's the question. I think, in my opinion, that's the only thing they should be arguing. I don't know if they have too much more of an argument on anything else. And this is what I'm going to say. I'm not, look, okay, if you ask me if I think it would be okay if I'm finna go to Detroit and for me to see tanks and troops in Detroit, if you go to a major American city and see tanks and troops in that city, you're gonna think something is wrong. Guarantee you're gonna think something is wrong. It seems, overboard to see tanks and troops. I feel you. I understand you. I'm with you 1,000%. But what I'm saying is the same thing that you see and that apprehension in you, according to a study that we did, that apprehension is put into them criminals as well. And just that criminal looking at that tank is what they saying can bring crime down and can save the city a whole lot of money. It's an argument, man. It's a debate. I'm going to always get back to what the law says. Whatever the law says, that's what I'm going to get back to. You feel that? So if the law allows President Trump to use the troops and he's saying use the troops, then I'm going to say whatever the law say, that's what I'm going to say. I feel the pain where the Democratic governors are coming from, because, or the Democratic mayors, because I really wouldn't want you in my city either. But at the same time, if your crime has been for years, Oakland has had a crime problem for years. Think about the people in Oakland who have lost their lives, or the females who have been the R word, or the people who have got carjacked, or the people who have got robbed at gunpoint, had a crime problem for years. You've had years to come up with solutions to these problems and haven't came up with no solutions. So I understand what President Trump is doing. Look, this is what I think this is going to do. I think what, in my mind, I might be wrong now. In my mind, I think what this is going to do is for the good mayors, I think this will motivate them. Wouldn't it? Draw attention to it. You drawing attention to it, bro. If I was a mayor in one of them cities, bro, I'd beef my police force up. I'm saying you able to do it. You don't have to you don't have to get loud about it. You know what I'm saying? If I'm the mayor of Oakland, I don't have to get loud about it. I don't have to do a press release or a press conference. I don't have to call the White House. But I'm saying, like, you got a situation in place where you can, and you got help from the feds and even the National Guard to bring down crime. I would just wait a little while, let him die down or get quiet about it, stop talking about slavery or whatever he got going on, let him focus on Israel, where they're going back overseas. And then I would follow behind the model of what he's doing to bring crime down in my city. That's the bottom line in the situation. President Trump gonna be gone in 2028. And Baltimore is still gonna be there. And Oakland is still gonna be there. So I'm saying when the next president get up to talk about the crime in Baltimore and Oakland, you know what I'm gonna do? Oh yeah, I remember President Trump. Because, I mean, I could tell you, I remember presidents for years talking about the crimes in some of these major cities. For years, different presidents. And you still got crime that bad in your city. It's some people who can't afford to leave that city. They got to stay in that city. Been there their whole life. Their kids been there their whole life. There's some neighborhoods in Houston so big and so impoverished that the people, they hadn't really even left that neighborhood. Everything they in that neighborhood, and they don't leave that neighborhood. That's what I'm saying. So they stuck there. So I'm saying what President Trump is saying is that he wants you to provide for your community. Oh, he only Ghost, you said it yourself. He only going after the people in the other party. And he might not be going after black people, but he going after the cities with the Democratic mayors, the Democratic governors. Maybe he is. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? I can't say that if I was in that situation. Yeah. Ghost, yeah. You got to understand, like, what politics is. You got to understand that. Listen, let me explain something to you. I almost said, let me tell you a story. My favorite. Let me explain something to you. I got a case, right? I got a few cases open, but I got a case where the attorney appeared on the case. And when he appeared on the case, he responded to a document that I filed. In my opinion, you don't never do that. You don't respond to nothing that I filed. In my opinion, you pay that document. Look, I filed 21 cases. I ain't never been to court. And I'm talking about more than 60% of them cases come to a conclusion. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to court. If you know the law, all that lawyer do, I'm going to give you a few weeks to do the investigation and find out that everything I told you in that complaint is true, and it's more true than what I told you in that complaint, which means that they did worse than what I said they did. And once you find that out, it's only one thing the law say you're supposed to do after that, and that's to reach a settlement, okay? Follow me. Or reach a settlement. If you don't, whatever you would pay, you gonna pay 5 times that. I'm gonna sue you 18 times. I'm gonna litigate that case so long. That's how I get down. That's the game. It's an adversarial game. That's the game. If you want to win, you see what I'm saying? It's like you fighting a war. And you want to fight the war with water guns because you don't want to be violent. Well, you don't need to fight no war. You got to figure out another way, because if you come out here, bro, they got M16s and AR-15s. So you gotta come out here firing. That's the same thing. If you litigating cases, you gotta fire, bro. It ain't no, I'm finna eat you. I want you once I know you know they guilty and you still holding this case. I want your law license. I want your whole head. I don't want you to be a lawyer no more. In my opinion, you're not worthy of the profession. It's too many crooks in this profession. So if you know that your business is wrong, and I proved it to you, and you went and investigated and found out more dirt than I even told you, yeah, I'm telling you, they're going to find out they did more than I even told them. And you trying to hold up for them and not pay it? Oh, you know that's not what the bar say you supposed to do. The bar say you supposed to reach a settlement. That's what the Texas bar say. So if you're not trying to reach a settlement, I want to exchange that for your law license. And I'm going to do it with a smile on my face and happy and calm. But I want your whole law license. Real talk. I want you down there applying for unemployment within 3 weeks. Real talk. And I'm going to fill out all the paperwork and make all the phone calls to try to destroy you. Real talk. That's what time it is. It's time to eat, boy. Yeah, it's survival of the fittest. Oh yeah, if I gotta take his look, some people are killed in a situation like that to come up. I'm not finna kill nobody. But if he a crook, and all I gotta do is point out he a crook and make him not be a lawyer no more to get paid, oh, I'm on his neck. I might as well be killing him. Cause I'm telling you, bro, I'm hunting them. I'm hunting them. I'm hunting them. That's how I do them lawyers. You better hope that court protects you. Because when that lawyer sign on to that case, boy, he is a hunted individual. He is a hunted individual. That boy is hunted. I promise you. But you know, you doing business, you can't come out like that. You know, you gotta come out, let the boy like he don't know what's going on, like he don't know that his business is wrong. He ain't read their documents. And I sent him video evidence. He know they were dead wrong. So look, all I'm doing is giving you a little bit of time. That's what the law say. To give him a little bit of, so he'll know in good faith, you know. But once you in good faith know that they were wrong, in good faith, you need to make an offer. And if you don't, whatever that business, whatever I'm gonna make them pay 5 times that. While you sitting there doing all that stuff you doing, I'm about to spin around and sue you in federal court. And if I got you in federal court, and if you try some monkey stuff, I already got the state law. I'm finna start on the state lawsuit right now. So we could go ahead, bro. I don't play no game, boy. You shouldn't have gotten to see how I do all that. That's how politics is. It's the same way. So you got, most people don't understand, but look, most people don't understand, but I understand, man. It's the same kind of game. It's the same exact game. Politics is the same game. Same thing. So as a politician, you see what I'm saying? Your opposition isn't the attorney. Your opposition is the Democrats. It's adversarial. You see what I'm saying? So if my intention is to bring the crime down in America, why would I go after somebody who's a Republican? That don't matter. You feel what I'm saying? And look, if you gotta it's the game. It's politics. You see what I'm saying? It's just the game. That's the game. It's politics and it's adversarial. So if I want to bring crime down, as a Republican adversarial politician, I'm gonna pick on the Democrats. That's what I'm gonna do. Why would I pick on the Republican? How that helps the politics? How that helps the situation at all? You see how fair I am? Because I'm telling you as a litigator, this is how I'm gonna get down. I don't care who on the other side of the table. So what I do, I just put myself in the mind of a politician. And if I was a politician and I was a Republican like President Trump, I think I'd probably do the same thing. If I want to say, hey, y'all, crime in our cities is too bad. I know the crime in Louisiana too bad. I'll just pull Mike Johnson to the side and whisper that. But in TV, when I come on TV and make an announcement, why wouldn't I pick on the Democrats? I say, I say, that's the game. If that's the game that we playing, I'm saying, why wouldn't I say, hey, all the Democratic cities are horrible. If y'all got a Democratic governor, y'all cities are terrible. Knowing that in my rural communities, in my small cities per capita, that the crime is higher in a lot of them rural. Bro, you got 40,000 cities and 40,000 people in your city, and per capita, it's safer to live in Chicago than your city. I'm looking for a city to live in. You got 40,000 people. Chicago got 7, 8 million, and it's safer to live in Chicago than your city. How that make sense? That don't make no sense, do it? But that's how a lot of them cities, Monroe, Louisiana. Look it up. More crimes per 100,000 or per 1,000 people. They ain't got 100,000 people. More crimes per 100,000 people than Chicago. Then per 1,000 people or 10,000 people, however they calculate. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I look at it, man. That's just facts. But I could understand why he doing what he doing, though. You know what I'm saying? Hold on a second, real quick, please.
So maybe this Saturday morning.
Hey, sir, I'm doing a live stream, sir.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, my man wants some airtime, man. I'll just give my boy airtime. You know what I'm saying? I told him I'm doing a live stream. He know I'm doing a live stream. He heard me over there with them other people, but he just wanted to walk by y'all and be on camera. So I'm going to just wait a second in case he want to walk by, man. I might could interview him if he want to do an interview. Since he want to be on camera, he wanted to be seen and heard, y'all. I'm going to just let him walk by again. So, you know what I'm saying? Give him an interview. Bro, I promise you though, a lot of time, bro, like when I be doing Legal Wars Live, bro, I just be out here, bro. People be tuned in, they be listening. You know what I'm saying? My boy, for real, I seen him over there, the girls over there, bro. He wanted to walk by, he know what I'm doing. I went and told him I did, you know, just to give him a head, but he know what I'm doing. He just want to be on TV, man. He wanted to be on here. You feel me? So, man, it ain't nothing wrong with that. Real talk. All he gotta do, look, if somebody while I'm out here, if somebody want to say something or they hear something and they want to give an opinion on something, all they gotta do is say, you know, I'll let them jump on. You gotta let me finish. You gotta let me finish my point. But if you want to come over here and say, "Be President T, the best president ever," bro, you look like a Trump supporter. What's I say? Hey, you could come do that though. I gotta be careful though, because this is Michigan, so a lot of these people they do vote blue, even though they look like Trump. I know in the South that's how Trump supporters. For real, I ain't hating on you, President Trump. I'm just being real. You know what I'm saying? I gave y'all the content. I gave y'all the real. You know what I'm saying? I think for people who live in smaller cities, I think those rural cities need to get safer too. You know what I'm saying? You talk about crime in those big cities because you're going with cities. Look, I looked at the crime data that they using, the stat sheets that they using. And on their stat sheet, it say cities over 250,000 people. So that means that you're not counting no rural cities in none of this. That is so that's not how does that work? This is on. I'm talking about the Democratic Party. I mean, they don't even know what they're doing. They're looking at data with cities over 250,000 people. That means that the people, anytime you got large conjugations of people like that, more than likely a Democrat is going to be the mayor or governor. Any large city like that or city with over 250,000 people, more than likely a Democrat is going to be the mayor or governor. So I'm saying, why you only count cities with over 250,000 people? And it's Democrats who doing it, they stupid. And then anyway, to me, that's not fair at all. If I live in a city with 100,000 people and we got somebody dying every 2 days, So we can't get no help, or our city ain't supposed to be safe because we don't reach the 250,000 people threshold. That's what I'm saying. Ain't nobody else gonna tell you that. But that don't make no sense. You should look at every city per capita. If I come to your city and I want to know how rich your city is, and you only got 50,000 people in your city, oh well, they ain't got 250,000 people, so we don't know how much money. That ain't how that works. They break that down per capita. Every city per capita. Per capita is 74% white. That's called demographics. Per capita, they make $48,000 a year. That's 14,000 under the national average. That's called per capita. I'm a stats man. You talking to a stats guy. I'm a poli-sci major, boy. That's what we do. We look at numbers in relation to people. So when I break down the numbers and I see all they looking at is cities over 250,000 who got Democratic governors, that's not fair. And the only city on here with 250, New Orleans, and they like number 9 or something like that. But then or number of 6 or 7 or 8. But I look on here and I see all these cities from Louisiana that got, but because they got over under 250,000, we not counting them. But what about those 45,000 people living in their city, and they just as tired of their city being dangerous as the people living in Chicago? And the majority of them, they voted for President Trump. These are all red areas, red cities, rural cities that are more dangerous per capita, more dangerous. I guarantee you, if you look at a list, the Democrats showing lists with only 250,000 or more people. That's not just the Democrats, though. That's all the legacy media. That's most people doing because they're so used to when they look at information, they only looking for the major cities. But I'm saying we not looking for crime in major cities. Is that the discussion? Crime in major cities. Because if we looking at crime in major cities and he going after Democrats, then he gonna go after most of the cities got black Democratic mayors, over 250,000 people. So it's gonna look like that. But if you had the conversation right and you just say, hey, if we talk about crime in America, period, and we look at a map of the cities, forget the states, we talking about the cities. Most of these cities either are somewhere affiliated with Republican. And I'm talking about in them little small cities in Louisiana, maybe not New Orleans, they got a Republican mayor, governor, probably Republican everything. And their crime rate is higher than Chicago per capita. That's what you need to address. You see what I'm saying? But I mean, if I was President Trump and if I wanted to bring the attention to the crime, I'm going to pick on the Democrats too. The Democrats just got to know how to argue. You got to know how to fight. You got to know how to present the facts. That being said, man, it's been an hour and 46 minutes. Man, I've been streaming a long time, a bunch of days, man. This is what I do, though, at the end of the streams, man. Whenever we go out here on the lake, man, I'm going to shout out to my guy who walked by earlier, too. My man wanted to interview, you know what I'm saying? He was talking loud on the phone, man. Y'all seen him. Y'all heard him for yourself, man. You see that young lady out there, man, she on that canoe, man. She living. That's the place to be, man. But it's beautiful out here. It ain't too many people be out here, too, man. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying, like, be streaming down here. There's a pier down there too, man. That's right there on the water. But man, it feels so good down here. It's so beautiful down here. You know what I'm saying? But I hope that I presented the content to y'all well. You know, I hope I presented the content in a way that is you guys could understand it and see where I'm coming from. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I try to do, man. I try to give a different perspective on the situation. You know, I don't think if you get into an argument, you know what I'm saying, or a debate with somebody, I never try to debate something that I would consider factual. You know what I'm saying? And when I always initiate the lawsuit, but whenever a defendant in his response or his answer, his defenses, he got to declare defenses. affirmative defenses, he gonna deny or he gonna use a defense for every claim he do. And 9 times out of 10, you gonna deny everything. But if they say your name is Gregory Dixon, you can't deny that. You feel me? You can't. The stuff that's factual, you know what I'm saying? Even they'll admit it. You know what I'm saying? That's why, look, whatever my case is, say my case is a discrimination case. I want that discrimination on camera. Because if that manager says something discriminatory and I done presented that evidence to the court and gave it to that defense attorney, he's got to admit that. He can't argue. It's on the record. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I do it, man. I try the facts that, you know what I'm saying, that matter, but like, you can't argue something that's what's wrong with certain. And then when they don't know how to debate, they don't know how to argue. So somebody will tell them something and they mind ain't quick, they mind ain't fast, they mind don't know how to debate, they mind, and now they mad because you done got them in a corner. You see what I'm saying? But I'm saying, like, y'all sitting there looking at all the numbers with all these Democratic guns. Like, that is the stupidest. Like, what pundit on TV, whenever they gave you the list of cities, you should look at that list and say, but you know, in the small letters, it'll say that the city's got over 250,000 people. It'll say, you know, only includes cities over 250,000. Most lists that you get to look at is going to be over 250,000 people because they don't care about the rural areas. So I'm saying, if you got any kind of brain, yeah, they're all black Democratic governors. He didn't go after Kansas City. He didn't go after New Orleans. He didn't go after Memphis, Tennessee mayor either because they got a black governor. And he knows that if somebody argues against him, that they got a white governor, a Republican governor, It's a party. It's not a colored thing. He know because I'm thinking of something else. He knows that if you argue against him and say Memphis is the most dangerous city in America, he knows that Memphis Republican governor could do something about that. That's why he ain't saying nothing about that. That's why he ain't saying nothing about, because politically, how would it help him to say, oh, that, you know, Memphis, then the Democrats could say, well, Memphis got a governor that could do something about it, and he a Republican. You know what I'm saying? So the Democrats just need to change their argument, and they need to show graphs and stats and charts that shows per capita crime. It don't matter how small the city is. Put up, this is what you do. Put up on CNN a list of the 20 cities per capita. It don't matter how small they are. The Americans in those cities who are experiencing the effects of the crime, you think they saying, oh, well, we live in a small city, so you could do it what you want to us. You could do whatever you want to us because our city is small. It don't work like that. If we're going to stop crime, we need to fight and try to stop crime. That's my time, man. Beautiful day out here. Again, man, I'm blessed and thankful. Every day I wake up, man, I thank God, man. I thank him for letting me live another day, man. I thank God, man, for loving me, for forgiving me, for sending his son, Jesus Christ, to suffer, bleed, and die on the cross for my sins. You can have a relationship with him like that too, man. All you have to do is just pray and ask him to forgive you of your sins. You don't need no church. You don't need no preacher. You don't need nobody. You could do this. It's just you and God at any time, and he will save you if you are sincere, you repent of your sins, and you believe. That's my time, man. Whenever I get in something bigger than me, bro, I lay it at the feet of God, man. I give it to God. I trust in God to bring me through it. You know what I'm saying? I start my day in Thanksgiving, and anytime I get in that situation, I say, this is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. I thank you guys for coming. I thank you guys for participating, man. I love every last one of y'all. Man, I don't know if we're going to go live tomorrow on Friday. You know what I'm saying? Going live almost every day, but definitely on Saturday. I might do a little fan appreciation tomorrow afternoon, but definitely on Saturday morning, we'll be live again, man, at 8 a.m. Eastern, man. So I hope to hear you here. Thank you guys for tuning in. I love every last one of y'all, man. That's my time. I'm out.